How's it going, fellow indie game enthusiasts? I hope you're having a wonderful day and you're ready for some roguelite tower defense awesomeness, because today we are checking out Repel The Rifts demo version, one of the best demos I've ever played. And before we jump into that, I have to say that I'm not the best and most knowledgeable tower defense player ever, but when I saw this demo, I just had to download it because it looks really great, it sounded really fun, and it definitely is, because, you know, it's just super great. It's like a science fantasy roguelite tower defense stuff with some really awesome commanders, some cool towers, and a bunch of demons that we have to repel. So without further ado, let's check out how Repel the Rift plays. Welcome, fellow traveler. If you like indie games as much as I do, please don't forget clicking all the nice buttons on the screen, because it helps out the channel a lot. And if you are an indie dev who needs their game tested or covered, please send me an email to the email address on the screen. And now, back to the game. I played the demo a bit, so I was able to unlock some of the tech tree stuff, but you know, you cannot go over a couple of upgrades, totally understandable. The only character that can be played in the demo is called the Mechanic, and he has 720 HP, 45 damage, 150 maximum energy, and 25 energy gain. We will talk about these stats later. And the starting towers are Vanguard, Sentinel, and Cryo, one of my favorite because it applies Frostbite, and this is going to slow down the demons. We also have 4 skills. One is Poly, one is Power Surge, the other is Augment Damage and Augment Speed. These are permanent upgrades. These are just lasting for like 7 seconds, and this guy is just putting down a separate tower which is copying all the close ones, which is really awesome. And the passives unlocks advanced upgrade protocols, allowing Vanguard, Sentinel, and Cryo towers to be leveled up to level 4. These are the starting ones. There are some difficulties in the game. Commander is the intended experience, but as I mentioned, I'm not an avid tower defense player. So for the sake of showing how the game plays and, you know, all the jazz, we are going to blast the Cadet difficulty. So super awesome pixel art stuff from the beginning, extremely great. I'm not sure why, I cannot really grasp why it is so addictive, but it just feels really great, like compact, great colors, great writing, cool UI. So yeah, all the awesome stuff. Commander. Initiating another deployment. Your directive: locate and neutralize the corruption source within your assigned sector. Choose a location. So we usually survey a couple of locations after a few turns. So this is day 1. Survey the unknown. We can choose between the different layouts. So this one is kind of a straight one. This one has a turn. I usually go with the turny ones because maybe it's an illusion, but for me it seems that the enemies are kinda slower if they have to turn a bit, so we will see. Of course, great thing is that if we build on higher platforms like here or here, you will see that it will grant some extra to those units. So what about these guys? We got the Vanguard, 40 damage, kinetic type, rate of fire 0.65, range is 2, critical chance 22. A tower with strong attacks, great against high HP enemies, single targeting. We got the Cryo, which is dealing less damage of course, as energy, the rate of fire is higher, the range is 2, 0 critical chance, but the effects on hit. The demon's movement speed is reduced by 10% for 3 seconds, stacks up to 2 times. Extremely useful. A tower with attacks that slow enemies on hit, also single targeting. And the third one is also a single target one, but it is dealing explosive attacks and it is good against hordes. It's called Sentinel, and 30 damage, critical chance is 0, but the splash radius is 0.30, which is really awesome. So what I like to do and usually start with is just put this guy here. And as you can see, rate of fire is increased by 10%. If I put it here, critical chance increase, crit chance increase, extra damage if we put it on an even higher one. So what I like to do is put this guy here, because in this case we basically cover the whole map that we are currently having, and this guy will just take care of all the enemies. But before we initiate the night, that we can do with pressing N or just clicking on this little moon icon here, we can see what we can expect. So Implings, 18 damage, 18 HP, and the group density is sparse, and the speed is slow. So speed determines how quickly a unit can travel the map, density, how densely packed this group of demons are, and the ore reward we're getting is 150. Let's just click N, and one of the best OSTs I've ever played is going to comments. And every single time we initiate night, this music is played, and it's just so good. Like something between Carpenter Brute and I don't know. So like really cool 80s synthwave, but it's just so pumpy. I just, you know, I downloaded the demo for like, I don't know, a couple of days ago, and it ever since it's stuck in my head. So what we can do with the energy of our little commander, we can boost some of the towers. Currently it is not required because, you know, first night is just one group of enemies. Okay, so what we can do now is we have 175 ore. So the next one is Watchers, 55 HP, sparse, slow, almost the same but with more HP. So I'd like to put down a cryo, which is here also covering the whole area. And now the enemies will be slowed down and the sentinel will take care of them. The energy is being replenished by the energy rate. So we just wait for the enemies. Of course, what we can do is speed the game up a little bit. So let's just speed it up by 1, not with the full speed. And for the sake of fun, let's just go with the base damage increased permanently. Of course, this costed like 30 energy, but now we will get replenished 25 because this is the replenish rate of the commander. Really good. So Night Free, Fiend Keen, Dance, and Average. So they are a huge group. So we definitely going to utilize the Sentinel's power, but before we build more, we just have to survey one other chunk of the map. So this layout looks better in my opinion, so let's just put it down. Later on we will be able to excavate, and we will have like different spots to increase our tower's potencies. So now the Fiendkins are coming, so I've just put these rate of fire extra boosty place, the Sentinel. And if we click on the towers, it is really important to check out because we can either level them up or we can choose how they target. So lowest HP, highest HP, furthest, closest, first. So I'm just going to keep them on the basic one. So like the Cryo is targeting the highest HP and the Sentinel is targeting the lowest HP. We still got more ore to spend, but I'm waiting for the point when the market opens. So I think we are pretty okay with these 3 towers at the moment. So look at this. These guys are coming in a huge pack, and Sentinel is dealing like a really nice amount of concentrated single target damage to one of the, not hexes, but the grid, one place in the grid. So we're taking them off. Really good. Really nice amount of stuff here. And of course, after a couple of waves completed, we can unlock really nice new towers. So what about these? Overwatch is a powerful tower that marks enemies inside its range. Marked enemies take more damage from all sources, and this is single targeting. And this is marked 6% more damage from all sources. But we got Mr. Ionizer, which is area of effect tower, the pulsing Nova Blast and ionizing debuff. And ionized means this demon takes 9 damage per second and receives 5% more damage from all sources, stacks up to 1 times. So in this case, Overwatch sounds extremely great, but Ionized is also ticking as a dot and also just debuffing the enemies. So I usually go with Ionizer, but what about the Crusher? A punishing tower that crushes enemies within powerful punches. A punishing tower that crushes enemies with powerful punches, directional targeting, which is also a cool and new thing, such as going to target to a specific line. but I like to go with the ionizer. And thanks to that, if I just put it here, we can almost affect all of the enemies that are going to spawn here. Let's see, can we do anything with 155 at the moment? Not yet. So I'm just going to start the next night and maybe just permanently buff my great friend here, who's doing the ionization stuff and also the cryo one. So now more enemies, they are much faster. Forgot to check them, they are hounds. Sparse but has a really nice amount of HP. At the moment we are pretty okay, but as you can see our defenses have some gaps in it, so we have to build a little bit differently next time. Okay, choose a location to survey. The next one, we can change the layouts. Doesn't really matter, let's just go with this one. And now, this is day 5. So as you can see with the M, we can get the market, and these are really nice buffs that we can add to our different towers or even the commander. So Radiance Boost, Ionizer, increase Ionizer rate of fire, increase Cryo's rate of fire, and increase the crit chance of all towers by 5. I'd like to go with these two. We can reroll for 4. And let's see if we want to lock down any of these. Ionizer's fire of rates, also Vanguards, and gain plus 10 bonus ore at the end of each night. Also sounds really great, but nothing extra, so I'm not locking anything down. If we press Q, we can check out the the commander's things, so also the damage, rate of fire, range, critical chance, and also targeting closest for the slowest HP. I would say closest is pretty fine. Okay, before we start the next night, let's see what we can do. So I would say let's just give Mr. Sentinel a level 2, and let's see what we can have here. So they're just coming from there. We have 40. So I would say let's increase the rate of fire for Mr. Sentinel permanently. So these fellas are fiends, pretty nasty ones, because they have Aegis. HP is super huge, but they are sparse. But the thing is, they are kinda slow. So in this case, we are pretty okay with the layouts. Our commander got some damage, but no problem, because he's also dealing damage even before the enemy is reaching them, because the range is 1, so he's going to hit to the next crit part even before they reach him, so it's really good. So we got an artifact that we detected after the hostile engagement. Retrieve the artifact. Investment account, gain 15% of your current ore at the end of the day. Whew, okay. Reduces the deployment cost of all towers, or gain 1 ore when killing a demon with damage over time debuff. We do have damage over time debuff, so Assassin's Greed, jeez, okay. So the game has really nice humor. So I'm just going to do that because this guy is definitely blasting a couple of damage over time stuff. And what I can do is just put another one here, which is also covering almost the whole area, and we are going to apply a bunch of stuff. Also, I'd like to put down 1 extra cryo, because we definitely want to stop those guys, or like slow them down. And also, I think we're kinda lacking damage with Mr. Sentinel here, or Vanguard, sorry. So I'm just going to add it like, I don't know, maybe here. So if some loose enemies are coming here, we just take care of them. What about this one? So coolant pump, increase cryo's rate of fire by 18. I'm just going to lock it down so we can get it next time. Bonus and energy regeneration is increased. I think we need it because energy is definitely a really important factor of the game. So these fellas are fragments. Energy shield that prevents debuffs. Not the best, but hopefully we can take them down. I'm just going to increase the damage of Mr. Vanguard here. Hopefully they won't slip up. And of course the Sentinel is going to deal damage when they reach its area, but fine, pretty fine. Whew, nice one. Okay, day 7. Survey. Let's go this way. Now, so as you can see, there are different types of extra like places where we can put down some of the towers called anomaly bonus, and this will increase the amount of ore that we are getting from refound. Also the same one. I'm just going to, let's see, go with this one for 2 reasons. This is pretty okay. The second one, now we can survey stuff. So if we hover the mouse over to different parts of the map and they are highlighted with white and of course not towers, we can click on them and we can do excavate. 85% chance to find some artifacts. Artifacts are definitely buffing our like stuff. Increased critical hit damage. Upgrades from market are discounted by 5 and increase the chance of finding an artifact by 15% during an excavation. We definitely want that. I would say let's go with the boulder. And we also got one. So high-tech spade, grant 1 free excavation per day. Sounds really potent. Tower level ups are discounted or upgrades from the market are discounted. I'd like to go with 1 free, artifact excavation because they are extremely useful. Let's buy the cryo stuff. And also, let's increase the ionizer's fire rate because we really wanna do those debuffs on those enemies. So what about Gloomling has high movement speed, so cryo will be really cool. And of course 200 HP, so shouldn't be that big of a problem, but 45 of them are here. So what we can do is just really quickly buff those guys for 7 seconds, so we are dealing more damage. And of course I buff these guys, so hopefully no one will get through our defense lines. Really cool. What about the next one? Scourge. Enemy shield that prevents debuffing, has energy shield regeneration, but they have like really low amount of HP, but 40 of them will come. Okay, so we cannot apply debuffs because they have shield. So I would say Mr. Sentinel is definitely going to do its cool stuff. And maybe like one more or like a Vanguard. So here we are dealing 30 damage. With this guy we are dealing 40. Yeah, let's just put a bunch around the map. So all towers, deploying towers cost 8% less. Kinda late to buy it, but we will use it from the next one. Increase Vanguard's rate of fire. I lock it down and let's start the night. So no debuffs. And it's regenerating some of the shields, so I'd like to just buff these guys. Unfortunately, sometimes the demo is staggering, but only with specific enemies on the screen, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. But this is just a demo, so I guess optimization is kind of far away in the process of developing the game. Maybe some of you already reported this. I'm just going to report this through this video, that this type of enemy, and there was like something bigger one, maybe we will see them, just makes the game like lag crazy. I have pretty okay computer, so that shouldn't be the case, but this is just a demo, and it stops if we complete the wave, so not a big deal. Just make sure to get rid of this for the full game. Okay, refound cost. Oh, now they have to go a huge circle around to get there, so I really like that. So Drudge has armor that provides flat damage reduction, but we are not trying to deal damage here for you. We are trying to debuff you and make you receive more damage, so it's going to be great. Also, this guy, if we click on the towers, we can see their damage area. So this one is not covered at the moment, so I'd like to put down some cryos so they will be slowed down. Click on the market, get the Vanguard stuff, and increase the Sentinel splash radius. So I'm just going to lock this, and the commander has increased amount of HP. Let's see. Hopefully, this will be okay. We had pretty okay amount of energy. So what I'd like to do is maybe increase this guy's stuff. Okay, they're going down super slow, so I just buff these towers, so maybe we can decimate them before they reach a specific part. Okay. Look at this, like a train of monsters just going on. Okay, that was really good. So we debuffed them, slowed them down, and eventually they are gone. So Devilkin 85 dense has a protection, which is protects allies within its protective area and really big amount of HP. Okay, so Vanguard is dealing the most amount of damage, so what I like to do is just maybe deploy a couple of extra ones just in case. But what we can also do is really nicely upgrade at least one of them. Checking the market, so Frostbitten or Sentinel or Cryo. Yeah, these are. Yeah, let's just slow everyone down as much as possible. So night 10. So the game goes for like 20 something night, and after that there's like a endless mode, but it is not available in the demo, of course. So the protective field is just protecting the small ones. So all the ones are, wait a second, so maybe like highest HP, you know, let's go with highest HP, highest HP, highest HP. So some of our, you know, commander just got damaged, but shouldn't be a problem because we got plenty of HP. Okay, so you know, even in Cadet, sometimes the game is pretty tricky to, you know, survive. I tried Ensign for like, I don't know, 4 times, and I was able to reach like 15th of the night, so definitely need some practice. Okay, let's just survey here. This is 2 of those artifacts. Yeah, and they also have to get like a full circle. Okay, another artifact. Click on it. When a slow debuff is applied, also deal damage based on the slow percentage multiplied by 1, which is really good. Going really well with the cryos. At the end of each day, automatically spend 150 ore to level up a random tower, which is good. Level 1 tower, sorry. And the tower gains 1% critical hit chance on non-critical hits. Auto-tuner or ball and chain, okay. You know, let's just go with ball and chain, because we are dealing, or like applying a bunch of like slow stuff. One of the free excavation things, salvage returns 100% of the tower cost, grants 1 free market reroll per day, or increase the amount of ore received at the end of the night by 35. Let's go with the reroll. Excavate for like 100. Demons are permanently afflicted by weakness. Demon has -5 armor. Definitely need it. Ionizer. And let's see the market first. Ooh, look at this. Deals 8 bonus damage for each stack of frostbite on the targets. I definitely need this. And the frostbite limit is also going up by 1. Fingers crossed. Skipper, teleport. Procedurally teleports ahead on the path. Or periodically, sorry. Oh boy. They are nasty ones, but hopefully we can get them. I would say. Just buff my sentinel at the end, so we can stop the teleporty guys. Nice. Okay, day 12. Nice amount of ore. And now we got some new towers. So we get Tremor, a tower that quakes the ground, damaging all surrounding enemies. Sounds really good. Refinery. This tower grants bonus ore at the end of each night, can't attack. or the Lancer, a railgun tower that fires piercing projectiles through enemies in a straight line. Directional targeting. So we are having pretty okay amount of ore, but maybe we can go with more. But I haven't checked Tremor yet, so let's just check it out. So if we put it, ooh, okay, it has like a low field of stuff, rate of fire, but it's going to cover 2 of these. You know, we will see. What about the Market Ionizer? I definitely need it because it is just super good. And lock down 2 of these old towers and unlock super cool shots for the cryo. Apply the brittle debuff. Demon's armor is reduced by 8 for 2 seconds and stacks up 1 time. That's super cool. It's definitely like a debuff made for me. Wait, isn't it doing anything? Yeah, kinda doing something. Maybe increase the tower's like speed. Okay. But I guess it is doing something. I don't know. Maybe it's too high up. Okay. We will see. Go for here. Bunch of surveyable stuff. What is this? Refund cost. Okay, we are not so lucky with these anomalies because they usually either level up a tower by 1 immediately or has extra crit chance or something like that. But refund cost is also a cool thing. Let's just go with theirs. Get like a free excavation. Increase. You know, let's go with the critical damage increase. Market sells 1 more upgrade, increase the amount. Sure, we need more. That's no questions asked, so let's just go there. Okay, it refunds immediately. Okay. Cool. So for some reason I thought that if I put it there and if we refound it, it's going to cost less. But in this case, it's just refounds half of the cost immediately. In this case, this is super good. Yeah, because this is salvage. Salvage and refund. Okay, oh, okay. So like, kinda easy to mix. Like terminologies, but no problem. Let's go with this one. Check the markets. Go with the cryo thing. And what about the sentinel? Increases sentinel's range by 1, but decreases the rate of fire. And it can be upgraded like twice. Okay, let's see. So these are Vipers, no extra stuff, they are just super tough. Okay. So how about some buffing? Or like even more buffing. Or even more buffing. Okay. Okay, shouldn't be a problem, but these are just nasty fellas. Like almost 1000 HP. Okay. So night 14. Hex. Emperor disables a tower that kills it. No. Energy shield that prevents debuffs. Okay, that's brutal. So we should really stop them at the beginning. So I'd like to go with this one. And maybe 1 Vanguard here. And what about the market? So all towers. Go with that one. Increase Sentinel's damage, all towers damage increase by 1. That was just a common upgrade, but I think we can go really nicely with all the damage upgrades. So let's see, is like a chance that tower is being disabled, or that's like a no questions asked because, oh yes, they're disabling most of them. Ooh boy, that's brutal. Can we just stop them, please? Look at this, how many of my towers are disabled? But okay, that's not permanent. Okay, that's just for like a couple of seconds. Wait, does it say? No. Okay. Okay, it sounded more problematic than it is in reality. Okay. Good one. 666 ores. Nice. Okay, let's just go from here this time. Rate of fire increased. And this is instantly levels up a tower. I really like that. Let's just go with... What is the next wave? Basilisk, Aegis, periodic immunity to damage after being hit. has armor that provides flat damage reduction. Oh boy, so I'd really like to slow them down. And we have like a level 2 cryo immediately. But what about this? I do think it was kind of like a waste of thing. Tower that quakes the ground during all surrounding enemies. Okay, how about like just putting one here? I don't know. And the Sentinel can blast those from here. Maybe like a Vanguard here. And what about here? Okay, we definitely need these extras. And get the ionizers rate to fire up. 915, fingers crossed. We get pretty okay amount of energy. So what I'd like to do is just buff some of these guys immediately. So maybe we can prevent them going through the line of defense. Or not. Okay, let's buff these guys as well. The shield is really nasty. I mean, just the periodical shield is really annoying. Okay, let's just buff these guys. So hopefully the commander. No, come on. Oh yeah, that's it. Can we survive? Unfortunately, no. Oh, and the music is just... Oh, damn it. I think we were pretty close to the end. This was one last like huge wave of big monsters. Expedition failed. But you know, no problem, because since this is a roguelite game, we also got some cool progress and we got a bunch of like, you know, points. So if these were available in the demo, we could have just really nicely increased our potency levels, and then we just go back in the mission and try to take them down once again. And of course there is like a endless mode in the full version, a bunch of cool tech trees that we can unlock. And in the codex we can see all the towers, upgrades, demons, artifacts, so this has a really nice amount of stuff to go through. So Repel the Rifts demo version is extremely great and really addictive. If you wanna play a cool roguelike tower defense, check out the demo, link is in the description. And for today, I was the Alchemist, and I'm seeing you with many more awesome indie game gameplays extremely soon. Take care.